security moment, and a safety moment.
Oh, you gone down, they gotta hold me, a future in life. You light to free for liberty. Together we'll always stand.
Ladies and gentlemen, kindly take your seats. I'd like to call upon Florence from the Sheraton Hotel to give us a security briefing.
Good morning. I'm glad to say that today we don't have any fire drill, but in case of it, please you rush wet through our ballroom entrance up to the main gate. We have our gardens there. In case of restrooms, please you take your left hand down the steps going to the lobby in the corner. Please, in case of any abandoned bag, we are here. Don't panic. And please don't exchange phones, but exchange contacts. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Florence from the Sheraton. I'd like to call upon Mr. Godfrey Lukwago, the Stakeholder Engagement Manager from Total ENP, to kindly give us a security briefing.
Sustainability briefing. Thank you, Mitch. We have a video on sustainability as it's coming through. My name is Godfrey. The purpose of the sustainability moment is just to get us back to what has now become our DNA as a company. You've known us to have, that's the video. You've known us to emphasize safety, but sustainability is also becoming part of our DNA. So please enjoy the video that highlights our 5 levers of sustainability. Thank you.
As part of its transition strategy to achieve its 2050 net zero ambition, together with society, the company affirms its purpose to provide as many people as possible with energy that is more reliable, more affordable, and more sustainable, and has placed sustainability at the heart of its
climate and sustainability report, which is found online, that actually details everything that has been shown here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Godfrey. Let's give him a big round of applause. Honorable Minister, the GM, Deputy GM, Biodiversity Director, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. How can we talk about communities if we actually don't know how to communicate like people from the communities? So I'd like you to turn to your neighbor and say, Itia Ningo, and then the neighbor should say, Atia Bear. Ask your neighbor, Itia Ningo, and then I should say, Atia Bear. Honorable Minister, the Total E&P story and the partner story has impacted close to 15,000 different households all around the Albertine region. And today we'll be talking about that particular story. We'll be finding out about the impact of socially ensuring that, one, healthcare, roads, agriculture, and well-being are well taken care of. And these are things which we don't just talk about, but we walk the talk at Total E&P. And all of our partners walk the talk at the same time. So it's my great pleasure to welcome our General Manager, Monsieur Philippe Gruix, to welcome you officially and to tell you more about the project and why we are celebrating the champions of social well-being. Let's give a round of applause.
Honorable Minister Okasai-Opolot, Mr. Joseph Kobusheshe, representing Petroleum Authority of Uganda, our joint venture partners, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very happy today to open this social forum with all of you, with a purpose to share what has been done so far in our ambition to create a positive impact even before oil has started to flow for all the people, I would say, impacted, affected by the project, and for the country as a whole as well. Together with our partner, Sinuk Uganda and UNOC, we share the same vision and mission to create this long-lasting positive impact. It's not only this major project, huge project, is not only about developing oil. Of course, oil will flow, and I will come back on that later. But it's also about making sure this project is bringing, once again, I repeat it, a positive impact in the day-to-day life of as many people as possible. And for that, so is a shared ambition that we have with our partner, is a shared responsibility. And you will see, together this morning with all of us, a lot of examples of what has been done in that regard. What has been the cornerstone of our action? When you think about impacting positively people living around, of course, it means about providing access to education, is improving access to healthcare, is helping to provide access to energy, helping to provide access to water, but is also economic empowerment. Economic empowerment means having better income for the family, for the household, either through traditional, I would say, agriculture, or through new trade, new ideas about economic empowerment, vocational training, and I will come back on that. we implemented a lot of programs covering all these aspects. And as you will easily figure out, as a company, we cannot solve that alone. Of course, we need to work on all these aspects together with local government, with the central government of Uganda, with our partners. It's only by a joint effort and consistent and joint effort that will make a difference at the end. And I think personally, but I'm not the one to decide, but I think personally we already made a difference. But once again, I repeat, I already explained that in another forum. What we can do is to share what we have done, and it's up to the people impacted to say whether their life has improved, is better compared to what it was 10 years ago. And it's only their voice which matters at the end. So all through this morning, you will see that we'll go through what has been done, and we'll continue. It's not the end. We are not gathering today, to mark, I would say, the end of all this program. This program are meant to continue and to further develop. And of course, always interacting with a partner to make sure we tackle the real concerns of the people we want to help and support. We talk about a lot of people living around. So the truth in the matter is that it's difficult to make everybody happy. And that's why from time to time you can hear some voices of persons saying that, okay, I'm not happy, I would like this or that, etc. So, and every single voice matters. But we need also, to step back and to see what has been the general impact of our activity. And once again, I repeat, I do think that the general impact of our activity has been extremely positive. When I came in this country more than 4 years ago, and I went to Bulisa area, etc., and when I go now, the change is amazing. The economic development of the region is just amazing. And of course, most of the people living there have benefited from this economic development. And it's just the beginning. The oil has not even started to flow. So imagine if we continue the effort at the same pace over the next 15, 20 years, how the region will look like in 20 years from now. So it's important also to, even if we don't do everything perfectly, but to appreciate our effort, to be recognized in our ambition, in what we want to do, and to, of course, to push us to continue to do better and to continue all this program. So that's why it's important. This kind of forum is very important to give you all a feedback on what you are doing, but also to receive your feedback on what work well, what work a bit less well. So once again, I wish that we'll have a fruitful discussion, and be sure we are there. We'll continue to be there, together with our partners, and for the best of the region and for the best of the country. And I will end my speech by sharing with you that oil will flow from the region next year. Thank you.
Merci beaucoup. Ladies and gentlemen, give a big round of applause to Monsieur Philippe Ruix, General Manager of Total ENP. Plaisir. So, he did emphasize that there's a lot that has been done in terms of social impact. But, this impact wouldn't have been there if it hadn't been because of our partners. And we realized with great concern that there are so many VIP seats at the front that our partners are not filling. So I'd like to call upon the team from CNOC, from ECOP, from SLB, from World Vision, Sinopec, CD. Please You know, in the Bible it says, humble yourself and ye shall be exalted. So this is your moment. Please come ye to the front. Come ye to the front. Fill up these seats. These are career-defining moments. You never know. The pictures will be taken. You'll be on the front page of the New York Times. Powerful opportunities. Feel free to take up the front seats. We will, yes. So, in terms of also the sector, you know, we're also proud today, ladies and gentlemen, to have our regulator from the Petroleum Authority of Uganda. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to call upon somebody who actually happened to have been at the university at the same time. I have powerful people whom I know. So please, I just know that, that even Dr. Mitch rubs shoulders with oil and gas. Huh? Please welcome Dr. Joseph Kumsheshe, ladies and gentlemen, the HSC Director from PAU. Big round of applause.
Thank you, Obi, for inviting me to the stage. Honorable Minister, the GM, Total Energies, and Deputy GM, and other representatives from Total Energies, representatives from the joint venture partners, the CEO of UNOC, colleagues from the various ministries, departments, and agencies of government here present, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Petroleum Authority of Uganda, and on my own behalf, I'm delighted to have this opportunity to give some remarks at this inaugural Social Performance Forum, the first of its kind, which has been in the planning for some time, and I'm glad that it's being held today. I therefore begin by thanking Total Energies that has put a lot of effort into organizing this event, but also the various teams that have worked behind the scenes to put this very well thought out and indeed timely event. I also thank the various actors whose work has led us here, the contractors, subcontractors, and the community members, especially within Vulisa and Noya district, who have participated in these various social programs that we are here to witness. I also thank the district leaders that have supported this work. Honorable Minister and distinguished guests, this inaugural Social Performance Forum, organized under the theme, Catalysing Sustainable Development, Sharing Value and Making a Positive Impact, emphasizes the significance of extracting oil from the ground, and especially doing so in a manner that respects and promotes and fulfills the rights and well-being of the affected people, host communities, as well as conserving the environment. It underscores the sector's commitment to journey with, coexist, and maximize the benefits and opportunities for the communities and the country at large. Honorable Minister, from the onset, the oil and gas sector has been and remains committed to implementing these projects in strict compliance with the country's legal framework, but also the highest standards of international social performance. And if you allow me, Honorable Minister, I will just highlight a few of the achievements or the highlights of this work. These projects, which are unprecedented in the country, have involved the acquisition of land to a scale and magnitude that had never been witnessed before in this country. And Honorable Minister, I'm glad to report to you that overall, about 10,040 of the total 10,069, so that leaves just 20 project affected persons that have not been compensated for their affected assets, such as land, crops, and other developments, for different various reasons that are being addressed. But the rest, representing over 99.7%, the sector has gone through a very smooth process of having this land acquired in strict compliance with both government and international requirements that include broad-based engagement and consultation, asset assessment and valuation, and compensation based on rates that are approved by the chief government valuer in consultation with the district land boards and based on the prevailing markets. Honorable Minister and distinguished guests, in furtherance of the rights and well-being, the households whose primary residences were affected during the land acquisition process were given an option to select between cash or in-kind compensation, and altogether 475 PAPs who opted for replacement houses were all constructed and handed over to the owners, and the process was completed in October 2024 in Ulisa district. And those of you who have had the opportunity to visit the Graben and the ECOP district can attest to the quality and standards of these houses that are equipped with the modern amenities and facilities to the standards that you'll agree with me are far ahead of what you usually see in these community areas. Households that were significantly affected by the project's land acquisition activities are also being supported to restore and improve their livelihoods through the use of a mix of land, vocational, and enterprise-based activities, complemented by financial literacy training to promote the prudent use of the compensation funds. And Honorable Minister, as you came in through, you are able to witness some of the fruits or products from these interventions. The agriculture interventions specifically encompass training in improved agronomic practices, provision of improved seedlings and animal breeds, on farm coaching and mentorship support, and post-harvest handling, quality standards improvement, and market linkages. And this has benefited over 8,000 households across the 10 districts within the Albertine Graben. In the spirit of fostering positive community relations, as well as maximizing the coverage of these benefits and opportunities, the oil and gas sector, Honorable Minister, is also championing initiatives to expand these socio-economic strengthening programs beyond the directly affected households to other community members within the areas of operation. And therefore, more households in the districts of Noya, Pakwach, Masindi, and Masindi are increasingly participating in these activities, and so far, over 10,000 households from the districts of Noya, Pakwach, Chikube, Bulisa, and Hoima districts have been reached. As all this is happening, Honorable Minister, an important dimension of the industry's social performance assessment and indeed benefit creation and maximization is the growing national participation. As of December 2024, the sector directly employed over 16,000 individuals, up from 13,000 in 2023, which is an increase of about 25%. Ugandans constituted 90%, specifically over 14,000 of this workforce, with 5,000, just over 5,000, coming from the oil and gas host communities, which is a remarkable increase from 2017, when the sector employed only 234 individuals. Honorable Minister, I'm also happy to report that the participation of Ugandan companies in executing the contracts in the sector is also remarkable. Since 2017, 4,780 out of the 5,601, representing 86% of the procurements, worth about 2.2 billion US dollars, and this representing about 41% of the total value of contracts, were awarded to Ugandan companies. And of these, about 33 million US dollars was awarded to companies that are domiciled within the host communities. This not only signified value retention, but also demonstrates the growing capacity of local companies to execute large-scale projects with stringent compliance requirements. As I conclude, Honorable Minister and distinguished guests, I have been informed that this event seeks to recognize and reward companies that have exhibited high standards of social performance and compliance in implementing these projects. I therefore wish to congratulate those who will be awarded in the various categories, and also wish to urge the companies that have had the privilege of executing contracts in the sector to endeavor to give back to the community through responsible conduct and social investment. The Petroleum Authority of Uganda advocates for strong national participation, but would also like to see some of the benefits retained to benefit and positively impact the communities that are at the heart of this process. This is important in maximizing benefit relation, fostering coexistence, and creating a social license to operate. Let me conclude once again by thanking all those that have contributed to the organizing of this event, and to thank all of you that are here present at this event. I wish you an exciting and enlightening inaugural social performance forum. Thank you for God and my country.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Joseph Kobsheshe, HSC Director from PAU. Let's give him a round of applause. Honorable Minister, you've heard the perspectives from the General Manager, you've heard from PAU, but I'm sure you would feel cheated that you have not heard from the communities that have been impacted. I know that time is against you, but I'd just like to call one person to be able to give a testimony so that there is a platform on which you can give your presentation. There is Mr. Crispa Sirumba. Please welcome Crispa Sirumba to quickly give us a testimony and to get us a couple of individuals to tell us about the impact that they've had. Crispas, quickly to the microphone. Crispas, I'm giving you less than 3.5 minutes, so let us make this time count.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Irumba Crispas, and it's a privilege for me to be here as a former beneficiary of Total Energy's EP scholarship program. And I'm not only a beneficiary of the scholarship program, I'm also a graduate trainee with the same company. I come from Masindi district. Thank you. I come from Masindi district, one of the districts neighboring the Tilenga project. And my journey has been shaped by incredible support that Total Energies is giving to our communities. In 2017, I finished 2016, I completed my O-level from Kabalega Secondary School, and I scored 15 aggregates, and I emerged the best in the district. But as any other student in a rural area, I had big dreams, but limited access to resources. And I thank Total that bridged the gap. So I had applied for a scholarship program, which awards, by then they were awarding 20 students per year from the 5 districts which are neighboring Tilenga project to do the preferred course, the courses they want to do in A-level. And luckily enough, 2017, I got this scholarship program and I went to King's College Budo. I did physics, chemistry, math, and I got 20 points. Thank you. So after my A-level, I was awarded a government scholarship program to do petroleum geosciences and production from Makerere University, and I graduated last year with a second-class upper degree. After that, I applied to Total Energies for a graduate trainee role in production methods, and after various interviews, I emerged successful, and for now 11 months, I've been doing my graduate training from Total Energies. And I would like to thank Total Energies so much for this opportunity. They have grown with me from 2016. They have been with me throughout. But my story is just one among the many impacts that Total Energies is doing to our communities. Besides A-level scholarship program,
you know those other stories. I'm going to ask you to hold. I know you have 2 of them. I want just to interject. He has 2 powerful stories, unless the minister says he doesn't mind hearing, because this story is very powerful. There are 2 other testimonies that we would like to have. They can come afterwards. We've heard his already, it's powerful. But if you have time only. If not, no time. Unfortunately, the Honorable Minister needs to go. We'd like to thank you for your testimony. We'd like to call you back as soon as the Minister is done with his presentation and launching. Then you'll interview the 2 other individuals. Is that okay?
Okay.
Let's give him a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you.
Amazing testimony which shows you the power of community impact. Let's give him a round of applause as he takes his seat. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now my great honor to welcome our guest of honor, Honorable Sidonius Okasayo Polot, the Minister of State for Energy, representing the Minister for Energy and Mineral Development. Give him a round of applause.
Chief Executive Officer of Total Energies, Mr. Felipe, the partners, I know Pau is here, Unok is here. I also think I've seen somebody from Sinok. Representatives from the civil society organizations, and all of you here, good morning. I'm deeply honored to stand before you today as a guest of honor representing my minister. And I looked at what was in front of me, Social Performance Forum, with that credible theme. And I was just reflecting on it. What does it mean? Inaugural Social Performance Forum. And I'm learning a lot from Felipe's presentation and from the PAU, representing the Chief Executive of Petroleum Authority of Uganda. To me, this is a great occasion. It's a time for us to actually reflect, where did we start from? We started from a negative side, where the discovery of petroleum in Uganda was seen likely to be a curse. And then I've been reflecting where we, from that time on, how we have moved progressively to where we are today. And I actually see we started from the sciences and the complexity of oil and gas exploration. We have moved into where Felipe is saying, with confidence, the first oil out is going to be next year. And then we truly now have to look at what do we mean here. Is it just about exploration, production, and central to the oil, we as government, the human being is at the center. What is it that we are doing to the people? And what do we expect the people to benefit out of the oil? We just realize that let's not talk about the barrels of oil which are going to come out of this intervention. Let's not discuss the pipelines which we are putting in place. Let's not just talk about the refineries. Let's look at what does it mean to a human being. And this is central to the interventions that we should be discussing here. And we should have all of us committed in this room. This should be to change the human life. We as government are committed to inclusive and sustainable development. This is our position as government. Inclusive and sustainable development. I liked some of the phrases which Felipe was bringing out. Let's not have anyone behind the development. It should start with the communities. It should go now to what the previous speaker and the testimony that I would have liked to hear, but I don't have the time. Because I see what was talking about is forward-looking. It's not getting the barrels out. We have got to prepare the next generation to take on the mantle. So this is a mission that we have as a country to manage oil and gas resource responsibly, transparently, and sustainably. Those words, responsibly, transparently, and sustainably. The talks that have been presented before I came to the forum, I was actually marking those three words. I said how responsible we are to the communities, how responsible we are to the environment, how responsible we are to the requirements of government. I have also noted the transparency through which we do things. And we do believe the development must be shared, a shared enterprise, where the benefits of progress are not only distributed equitably, but where the process of growth itself is inclusive and respectful of human dignity and environmental integrity. The very existence of this forum, this is the first time we are talking about it. I'm going to launch it. The people who thought about it are spot on what we would want to see as government. We would want to see that the social reporting is being launched, which is being launched today, is actually sustained. And it's a powerful testament to our government's commitment and to the productive partners whom we have forged our relationships over time. The private sector is pivotal in all this. Total Energy, Sinok, and even our own company, UNOC, which is operating as a private sector, are central to this. It is a demonstration that while our primary objective is to produce and commercialize our petroleum resources, we are equally, if not more, concerned and committed to ensure that the human and social dimensions are at the forefront of our work. This is not a matter of corporate social responsibility as an afterthought. It is a fundamental pillar to the national strategy in oil and gas. We want to see resilience and restoration, which is paramount, and this is central in our contract. Allow me to speak the heart of our social performance agenda, beginning with one of the most critical aspects of any large-scale infrastructure projects, resettlement and livelihood restoration. There are so many people who are affected by this. And I'm glad about the report which Paul was presenting, how far we have gone in not only compensating, but restoring the lives that were affected by the project. The Tilenga project required acquisition of land for its facilities, impacting a significant number of our citizens. I want to take a moment to acknowledge the patience, understanding, and cooperation of over 5,000 project-affected persons who have been central to this process. The success of our livelihood restoration program is a shining example of a people-centered approach. It was not enough to simply compensate people for their land. We recognized our moral and social obligations to ensure they would be better off than they were before the project. The compensation was not just a one-off payment, it was a springboard for a new and improved lives of our people. I'm proud to report that this program has gone beyond a simple financial transaction, which would be a one-off. It has encompassed a holistic package of interventions supporting the various persons who were affected, including the vocational training, financial literacy programs, and also agricultural inputs. When I was coming here, I was pleasantly surprised what's coming out in the agriculture sector. I could see the honey, I could see the cassava, and it's not just producing cassava, but it is also value addition, which are central to the thinking of government. And I was keenly interested to know when they produce their cassava, when they produce their agricultural produce, do we have a market? And I was really pleased, and to my surprise, contrary to what many people know, that most of the food which is eaten in the camps is actually imported. And I was pleased to hear from the farmers themselves, they produce, and the first market for whatever they are producing is actually the industry, oil. Many people don't know about this. Many people think the food which is eaten in the camps is actually imported. But the farmers actually allayed that fear. And one thing which they disclosed is they have even started exporting the products which they are producing to the region. The cassava flour which I was shown, high quality cassava flour, they are saying we are not only selling within the camps, we are also selling it beyond the borders of our country. They are exporting it to our neighbors. This is very good, and we need to encourage this. The stories of the paps who have used their compensation to start all these businesses and improve the practices in agriculture and even tourism, I think this is commendable. These are not just statistics. They are real lives transformed, families empowered, and communities strengthened. Our objective was to minimize disruption and maximize opportunities. We are building homes, improving access to services, supporting to the livelihoods with the same rigor and dedication that we are building the pipelines and the central processing facilities. This approach is a cornerstone to our social contract with our people, and is a model we intend to replicate wherever we are going to explore and develop the oil projects. I note investing to the future, education and empowerment of youth. The future of our nation lies in the youth, and our youth are our most valuable resource. I'm particularly heartened by the dedication of our partners to education and youth empowerment. The CSR scholarship program, I've seen a live example, taking somebody all the way from after senior 4 and now having an engineer. And the engineer is not only acquiring the paper, we're also providing an opportunity to actually for him to have hands-on training. And I do believe when such a person finishes his graduate training, we should also be prepared to take him up, employing the youth. So I now urge the youth who are given this opportunity to actually exploit it and use the knowledge that you are acquiring, the practice that you are acquiring. I wouldn't want them to run out, to run to look for greener pastures. Look where you came from, and you have a responsibility to pay back, to make sure that we benefit from you. The empowerment of over 327 gifted youth, providing them with the tools and knowledge to succeed in life, is a direct investment in the long sustainability of our national programs. These scholarships are more than just financial aid. They are a vote of confidence in the potential for our young people. They are a recognition that the benefits of our energy sector must extend beyond direct employment to create a pool of highly skilled, knowledgeable, competent young professionals who can contribute to our sector in the development of our economy. These young men and women will not only become future leaders in the oil and gas industry, but also will be innovators, entrepreneurs, and change makers who will drive Uganda's economic diversification and prosperity. I note building bridges, community engagements, and dialogue. I have often said that a project of this magnitude cannot succeed without the full trust and cooperation of communities which are affected. The importance of community engagement and trust building cannot be overstated. We as a government, alongside our partners, have been committed to fostering a culture of continuous dialogue and relationship approach. We understand that the transparency and accountability are a bedrock for trust creation. The social performance team has tirelessly worked to ensure that the communities are heard, their concerns are addressed, and their voices are part of the decision-making process. From public hearings to local forums, we have provided a platform for open and honest communication. This is not about public relations, it is about genuine partnership. When communities feel they are active participants in their own development, when they see their concerns translate into tangible actions, trust is built, and the foundation for shared success is solidified. The Tilenga project is a testament of what is possible when government, private enterprises, and the local communities work together for a common goal. Empowering Ugandans and local content. I was keenly listening to Paul's presentation, and I take note, this is in line with our policy. Our government policy is crystal clear. Ugandans must be primary beneficiaries of this resource that we have. The Tilenga project has been a pioneer in this regard, prioritizing local employment and capacity building. The skills gained by welders, electricians, engineers, and administrators from the local communities are not just for this project, they are a legacy that will serve our nation for generations to come. We are not hiring a few people. We are creating a new generation of skilled professionals. We are building the capacity of local companies to compete and win contracts in the oil and gas sector. This is a deliberate strategy to ensure that the wealth generated from our resource circulates within our economy, creating a ripple effect growth and opportunity. The statistics on local employment and local contracts, which Paul talked about, are impressive. But what is even more inspiring are the stories behind the stories of Ugandans gaining new skills, earning a decent living, improving a better, providing a better future for their families. Improving lives and health. When I went to Tilenga, I was taken to facilities. Health Center 3, which I saw, could also be equivalent to a regional hospital. And then I was actually challenged. The equipment is lying there. I need to provide electricity. So we should actually go beyond just thinking of infrastructure. The Tilenga project's social performance is not confined to the project size alone and the communities. It is evident that the enhanced access to clean water, the provision of energy solutions, and the improvement of health services in the districts of Bulisa, Hoima, and Chikube. These are not merely add-ons. They are essential investments in the well-being of our citizens. Clean water, a reliable power source, and access to quality health care are not luxuries. their fundamental human rights. By contributing to the development of these essential services, our partners are helping to lay the groundwork for long-term health and prosperity in our regions. The health clinics, schools, and water points that have been built are enduring symbols of a project that is committed to making a positive impact that lasts well beyond the lifespan of the oil fields. I was discussing with Felipe. What's not known to many, the projects are going beyond Albert and Graben. They are getting interested and they are investing in developing solar systems. Iganga, which is going to benefit, is kilometers, hundreds of kilometers away. Tororo, which is going to benefit from the solar generation plants, are far off. So the development and the impact is for the whole of Uganda. The broad vision and sustainable future for Uganda. As we celebrate these achievements, let's not forget the broader context. The Tilenga project is a critical component of Uganda's journey towards energy self-sufficiency, which I talked about, and transformation. There are key elements which you actually presented in the video which you played. We talked about energy efficiency. We talked about emissions, and you actually talked about environment. The reason I'm actually hurrying away is actually to address some of those things. What do we need to do? So the sustainability of Uganda and the future for Uganda is very important to us. Let's not forget that broader context which I've talked about. The oil and gas sector has the potential to be a powerful engine for our growth, but its success will be measured by our ability to manage this resource responsibly. When you bring the petrol out, then what? It's going to have emissions. We need to use the fuel economy such that we reduce emissions. And I note Total Energies, in most of their exhibitions, are actually showing electric cars. And that is a responsibility that we should have. So we should not just be minding about social performance, but also our environment. We are actually aware of our responsibility to protect nature's heritage. And we are working closely with our partners to ensure that all the operations adhere to the highest international and environmental standards. This forum today and the dialogue it fosters is the testament to our collective maturity as a nation and as a sector. It shows that we can harness our natural resources for the good of our people, while also building a foundation for sustainable, resilient, and prosperous future for our country. The launch of the social report is not an end in itself, but a new beginning. It is a benchmark against which we shall measure our progress, a document that will hold us accountable to our promises and also source of inspiration for the future endeavors. I'm keenly interested in this report, and I'm going to read it from page to page. Because we have been working, and we have not been talking about what we are doing in the field. I've always faced questions from Parliament, even Cabinet. What is it that we are doing? How are the communities benefiting? And I couldn't answer those questions to the best I could. You are just empowering the ministers now to talk. As Felipe was saying, it should not just be a talk. I'm going to be challenging the partners to allow me come with my colleagues, the parliamentarians, to see what you are doing. You could be writing beautiful stories on paper. I'm not a believer on very beautiful paperwork. I'm practical, and I will want to come to the field to see. I'm satisfied with the student who has stood here. I would have wanted more testimonies. I'm impressed with what is going out here. It could be a show. I can be manipulated. I'm not manipulatable, because I will come to the field to see what I've seen here in real life. In conclusion, I want to once again express my profound gratitude to Total Energies and partners for demonstrating that a large-scale energy project can be a force of positive change, not only at community level, but also at national level. And I'm seeing that we're even getting to the region when we start exporting materials and foods from the petroleum fields beyond Uganda. This is commendable. And to Petroleum Authority of Uganda and all our government agencies, thank you for being on top of the agenda. Petroleum Authority of Uganda is always providing us information which make us talk positively about this. So we must thank them for a job well done. As government, I will end by committing ourselves to be your mouthpiece in the various fora that we speak, to make sure that patience pays, we should be given trust, and the resilience of the partners is extremely commendable. Total Energies, thank you. Sinop, thank you. And then our own UNOC, we thank you very much. Let us continue to work together, united in one vision of a new Uganda, a Uganda that's economically strong, socially just, and environmentally responsive. The journey ahead of us is long, but with our shared commitment, I have no doubt we shall succeed. And with this, I pray God blesses us. I would be interested to get what is said in this meeting, because it will inform me on how well you have discussed this and what your resolutions would be. I say all this for God and my country, and I beg, the organizers wanted me to be here for the whole day. I apologize, I can't be with you for a whole day, and I'm walking out as soon as I get down the podium. I've got to make sure that energy efficiency law is passed today, and I've got to build a transmission line taking electricity to our neighbors. So you'll excuse me, I've got to leave. Thank you very much for listening to my long speech. So happy deliberations.
Honorable Minister, thank you so much for those kind words. Let's give him a big round of applause. Before you decide to take leave and multiply yourself by 0, we have one last task, Honorable Minister. You see this report which you believe that the eyes of an African are in their hands. You don't like people telling you stories which are not justifiable. We'd actually like you to be able to sign this report with a number of representatives. I'd like to call upon the Chief Administrative Officer of HOIMA, Mr. Emmanuel Sempala. I'd like to call upon Joy Mubale. Joy is the Social Performance and Biodiversity Director from Total ENP. I'd like to call upon Monsieur Philippe to do us the honors. I'd like to call upon the Deputy General Manager of Total ENP, Ms. Miriam Nampera Mboa, to kindly do us the honors. Dr. Joseph Kobsheshe, kindly do us the honors also from PAU. I'd like to also call upon Samantha Mwezi from the Uganda National Oil Company to all be on standby as we officially unveil to you the social report. Then we'll take a picture. If we could also have, yes, Davina, if we could also have the report itself ready for a few photo moments afterwards. Honorable Minister, all we'd like you to do is just cut the ribbon, and if we could have somebody from CNOC also. Yes, we have a representative from CNOC. Just hold a second, please, on sound. Honorable Minister, let me hand over the microphone. This is very important.
You may wonder why I'm taking a roll call. Because this is not about Total Energies. It's about Total Energies and partners. And I see on the other extreme left is their overseer, Pao. And next to him is UNOC. And then Total Energies. And I was wondering where CNOC was. It is about the partners. If they are not in unison in performing this report, then I will have lost in my speech. Yes. So now that they're here, we can be led to the next thing.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. It's my great pleasure now to ask you to cut the ribbon and then quickly, at any point, Honorable Minister. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Unveiling to you the social performance report from Total Energies ENP from 2025. Let's give a round of applause. Let's give a big round of applause to the Honorable Minister. We've had the General Manager, Monsieur Philippe Gruix, who has also appended his signature. So Dr. Joseph is also appending his, and then we'll do a brief photo moment. Allow Madame Samantha also to do a quick signature. All right, so let's do a quick picture. Ladies and gentlemen, can we give them a round of applause? A special thank you to our guest of honor, Honorable Sidronia Sokasayo Polot, the Minister of State for Energy, representing the Minister for Energy and Mineral Development. We thank you for your time.
So I'm not actually going, I'm going to be staying with you. I'm going to transfer the powers to the commissioner who will report to me. So there is going to be a minister in the house.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's thank the Honorable Minister for accepting to stay with us, in quotes. So ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure now to welcome to the stage our moderator for the next panel, who happens to be somebody who's got an immense amount of experience in social performance and biodiversity. She's got a background in technology, but she's worked with numerous organizations all over the world and on the continent. Please welcome our Social Performance and Biodiversity Director, Ms. Joy Mubale. Round of applause. Joining her is another seasoned environmental and social management expert with over 20 years of experience across the continent. She's worked in the mining sector, she's worked for banking, she's an experienced planning and stakeholder engagement specialist, senior partner at Atacama Consulting. Please welcome Juliana Kirunji. Ladies and gentlemen, another individual who has worked in the development space for quite some time. He works with an organization that leads food boosting and security. He's worked with over 7,500 farmers. He's established over 50 demonstration farms, and he works with Community Agriculture Initiative. Please welcome the project manager, Michael Oleke. Our next panelist is a national content and government relationship expert with over 15 years in oil and gas. She now works with SLB. She's a chartered personnel and development specialist, and she's also known to empower young people through storytelling and mentorship. Please welcome the East African Government Relationship and National Content Representative at SLB, Janice Luzinda. Our next panelist is also an agriculture development expert with close to 20 years of experience. He holds a master's in science for tropical entomology and parasitology. He has worked in Japan. He's a skilled project designer, agriculture research and monitoring and evaluation specialist, working at the district, Noya District Local Government. Please welcome Alfred Kilama. I think just need to switch it on. Let me help you.
Thank you very much, Mitch. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this inaugural Social Performance Forum. On behalf of the Social Performance team that has worked tirelessly to prepare for this forum, I welcome you, and I look forward to the interaction that I'm going to have with this panel on your behalf. But before we go into the panel discussion, I would like to give you some context to frame what we're going to discuss today. 3 years ago, TEPU management declared a bold ambition to deliver the Tilenga project safely and economically, to do so while sharing value and making a positive impact on affected communities, and to make a contribution, positive contribution to the conservation and improvement of biodiversity. We had many plans, and if somebody will scroll through this presentation, you will see how many plans we had to achieve that ambition. There were several. But we also were guided by prudence, the wisdom of acting before you speak, the wisdom of demonstrating your intentions and your goals before you speak about them. 3 years after implementing this bold ambition, we have some positive things to reflect on. So today, we are taking stock of the progress that we have made for the last 3 years, and also looking ahead to strengthening our commitment to this ambition. Our general manager said next year we have first oil, and that will be a very important milestone. But the way in which we have gotten there is also important. And we haven't gotten there by ourselves. We've gotten there with our partners, with the Petroleum Authority of Uganda, with contractors, and with our key local stakeholders, the local government in the districts where we operate, and with communities. You will hear more from communities today, but first, I would like to discuss with this distinguished panel who has contributed to the achievement of various ambitions. I mentioned the various plans we had. We didn't discuss them in the last 3 years because we believed that actions and results are superior to plans. So please scroll to the next slide. So this is what I just mentioned. Please go ahead. This is what Mitch mentioned in his introduction. This is a very distinguished panel. I would like to start with Ms. Juliana Keirunji. Ms. Juliana is Senior Partner of Atacama Consulting. Atacama Consulting managed the land acquisition process for the Tilenga project. And Juliana, I have a few questions for you. The first being that your firm has a lot of experience with large-scale projects in renewables, hydro, solar power, in commercial agriculture, as well as in road construction projects. How was the Tilenga project different for you?
I hope you can hear me clearly. First of all, good morning once again, Joy, and to everyone, good morning, all protocol observed. So in terms of the Tilenga project, it wasn't really that different, and I'll come to why I say that. Because our activities are based on core principles in terms of land acquisition that we must follow despite the project that we're handling. So we mainly follow the IFC performance standards and good international practice for our benchmark in terms of guiding our key activities. The only thing that we must make sure we do is that we must tailor our processes to the specific projects that we're handling, to the potential social impacts that might be realized from any project, to the context within which the project is taking place. Holding a project in Kampala versus Karamoja is very different. And then for projects like Tilenga, large-scale projects, they're often in the public interest. They need large tracts of land, so you treat that slightly different from, for example, transmission energy project, where you can have negotiated settlements, easements for specific project components. So the recipe remains the same for any project, including Tilenga, but the intent is to make sure that there is no undue impoverishment, and that the communities and the people within which these projects are taking place are protected. So I'd say the principles remain the same, but it's not one size fits all, it has to be tailored. Thank you.
I am also aware that the Tilenga project has more scrutiny, more interest, and more attention than most projects. How did that affect the way that you delivered the land acquisition process?
So in terms of how the scrutiny, we actually welcome the scrutiny, also because we see it as an opportunity for us to, most people will see it as a challenge, but we see it as an opportunity because stakeholders will often raise some things that maybe might not have been seen or you might not have considered. So we make sure that with that scrutiny, we're able to challenge ourselves and actually do better. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's to make sure that we tick all the boxes of international best practice. And for Tilenga, for us, it was Performance Standard 5 on land acquisition and resettlement.
Okay. Last year in October, we had the handover resettlement land titles to PAPS, and we had the Minister of State who spoke as the chief guest. During that event, she mentioned that the land acquisition program for the Tilenga project had been recognized as one of the best resettlement action programs on the continent. How do you feel about that?
Thank you. First of all, I think it's good to know that we did a good job. We don't try to get things perfect from the start, but for us it's about continuous improvement. So one thing that we do build within our land acquisition processes is a feedback mechanism. We lessons learned in all the projects, including Tilenga, lessons learned in all the projects, including Tilenga, can even be better. Thank you.
Thank you, Juliana. My last question for you before I move on to Michael is that the minister mentioned that he's glad that there is a report now because he's got a lot of questions and he didn't know how to respond about the project's positive impact. It's true that we haven't communicated a lot. We have focused more on doing the work than on communicating about what we've achieved. Are there some interesting things that you think are worth knowing, but the public doesn't know a lot about?
So yeah, there's quite a bit in terms of, I'll call it the secret sauce or the secret recipe to the success of Tilenga. I think one of the main things was about transparency. It was very important. And then being able, as I had spoken earlier on, to, even for compensation, you found aspects of letters of administration that the project had to process on behalf of the PAPs. Customary tenure, that was, I think, 87% of the land that was being acquired was under customary tenure. So a slightly different process had to be followed than you would normally follow for your formal land tenure. And then secrets to Tilenga. It was very interesting. I think every day was very different. Every PAP was very different. How the project impacted the PAPs was very different, especially in terms of livelihood restoration. There is an assumption that as long as you roll out, a lovely agricultural program, everyone is going to benefit from it equally. So we had to undertake a Lime survey, which was the first of its kind that had been undertaken on a resettlement project in Uganda. That's a livelihood monitoring and evaluation program that we had to set up so that we could tailor all the livelihood activities to the specific impacts that are being experienced by each particular household and to the severity of impact that they were going to experience. So we had what we call livelihood coaches. So it wasn't one program that must fit all households, but the households were tailored to the specific programs that they were going to fit into, and they had the opportunity to choose them. So I would say that's one of the biggest things that we did. Maybe because also there is an assumption that when you bring in livelihood programs, they need to sort out everything that the household has been struggling with. But if you found a household at a level where you cannot possibly restore them, even if you brought the biggest project, you need to be able to acknowledge that. So that helped a lot.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Juliana. So Atacama did an incredible job. It was a massive undertaking, the highest performance standards for environmental and social sustainability, and you delivered on that. Some of the feedback that we've gotten from an additional independent evaluation of the land acquisition process is that more than 50% of project-affected households are better off as a result of livelihood restoration than they were before their land was acquired. In addition, many more have had their livelihoods restored. This is a really incredible achievement, and it's thanks to some of the work that Atacama did. But I would like to move on, because while we focused a lot on project-affected households, we got the feedback that there was an interest in communities to also benefit from local economic development programs. As I mentioned earlier, we had plans. We had many, many plans. And we were systematic in how we went about them. First, the team managed those who were directly impacted, and upon concluding the support to project-affected households, in 2024, TEPU launched the Community Agriculture Initiatives, which is implemented by a Ugandan NGO represented here by Michael Oleke. The NGO is called Community Integrated Development Initiatives. Is that correct? Great. Michael, you have been implementing this project for almost 2 years now. Are there any tangible outcomes, and do you believe that they are sustainable?
Yes, thank you very much, Madam Joy. We have now so far implemented the project for 1 year and 6 months. to date. And I must say the Community Agriculture Initiative has been the first resolve of the community affected by the project on the questions on how do we benefit from this project. So it was the first answer to that question. So the Community Agriculture Initiative initially aimed at reaching out to 10,000 households. I want to say that the first success that we have registered is that in the 1 year and 6 months, we have so far been able to reach out to 7,508 households, receiving very high quality inputs in the different enterprises that they themselves choose. We used a model of giving them a choice to choose the enterprise such that we can promote concentration and appreciation of the project. And we have so far given a variety of enterprises. Amongst them, we have beans as an enterprise, where we are basically giving high-end quality beans, narrow bean 2. And narrow bean 2 is a variety that you can be able to replant. And I am here to testify that we have farmers who received inputs in the first season B, and they have been able to replant 3 times from the same yields that they have harvested from what we had given to them. That one is already a success. In the enterprise of genus, we also have farmers who have been able to replant. Vegetables, we have so far registered success. I must say, if you walk yourself to Bulisa right now, you can be comfortable and sure that you're going to get watermelon. An enterprise that when we stepped on ground, it was not something that was being appreciated. And most of the farmers had a feeling that their soils are not good enough. To my surprise, as we have gone on during the dry season, the farmers are also cultivating, especially watermelon. And they have adopted to using small microscale irrigation. Others use small watering cans, and you find they are producing. So this is a success on our side. Then these things are actually sustainable, because the sustainability component of it is that if you give a farmer 10 kilograms, for example, of maize, we have testimonies of those who have been able to harvest as much as 1.5 ton. And from the 1.5 ton, somebody has also been able to diversify into other enterprises. You get a farmer who got beans, is now also opting to have maize as an enterprise. They have got into goat farming. They have gone into piggery. So you realize that in areas where there are challenges, for example, where we are still relying on weather, a farmer who has been able to diversify into piggery, apiary, can be able to live better. So to your question, the answer is yes.
Thank you. Thank you for that. You've talked about improvement in productivity.
Joy, just out of interest, I think Michael mentioned the success of farmers with food, and people have been tapping me and saying, I thought this was a working tea. So we have tea outside, so that as we are having the panel discussion, I'd like to invite all of our guests just to feel free and just stand up, go grab yourself a cup of tea and some bites, and come back and listen to this wonderful presentation.
I think that's an interesting idea.
Yes,
but
it's called the working tea.
I suggest that we, with due respect to the panel, hold off on going away for the working tea, and we will have it after the panel discussion.
As you wish, my boss.
Thank you very much. So, Michael, you mentioned that people's productivity has improved. That suggests that there is improved food security. But what about income? Are households making more money?
Yes. As a project, what we encouraged, we chose to use a 20-40-40 model to make the 100. Now, the 20-40-40 model works in that on every harvest, you need to save your input, the 20% of it, for planting in the next coming season. Then, the 40%, you sell it to diversify and provide for your family and your income in terms of other household amenities that you may need to use. And then, the 40, you keep for eating for purposes of food security. Because ideally, most of the rural farmers, what they do, immediately after the harvest, they carry the 100% in the market. And after 2-3 months, you find there's actually no food in the household. So there's income coming in, so we are using a 20-40-40 model.
Excellent. Really good to hear that. Michael, I think I would like to ask somebody to confirm what you're saying. Because, you know, we just need to corroborate what you're telling us. So I would like to request Mr. Alfred Kilama to confirm the impact of the community agriculture initiatives in Nwoya. Sir, have you seen a positive impact from this initiative? Are people actually participating and benefiting from this program?
Thank you. I would like to confirm, but first I appreciate Total, E&P, and all the implementing partners for what they are doing. The thinking is actually to see the oil, and the community are asking, where is the oil, where is the oil? But they have been seeing through the football, through scholarships, but the reality on the livelihood, agricultural initiative, the CIDIC, the implementing partner, came through the right approach. We did stakeholder engagement. We guided on the enterprises, not only on the enterprises, even on the variety that they should procure for the community. Then we did not stop there. We also did quality assurance. Whatever input you are bringing to the community, our role is regulatory. We provide quality assurance that the input you are giving is actually the right one. It's certified, it's from the right source. Because you can give out grain to the community, because for them they cannot do quality assurance on their own. So we also had so many other review. We also conducted monitoring, both political and technical, to confirm. And one unique one actually is the demonstration and the school garden, which fits actually very well in our DNAP, the District Nutrition Action Plan. We had the plan to have we have 44 primary schools. We needed to have a demonstration and school garden, but at least in the area of the operation, they've actually added on top of what we are already trying to do with the school garden and the community. Because even under the agro-industrialization and the PDM, looking at a transformed community, that is the vision for Nwoya district. For those who don't know Nwoya is on the other side, is in West Asholi. That have actually one of the largest national park, the Massishon, and 36% is actually in the national park, and where the oil exploration is taking place. But the communities surrounding there are actually benefiting from this agricultural initiative. And our extension workers are actually directly involved in training them, those identified groups. So I just confirmed that there is a reduction in food insecurity and increase in household income and access to quality inputs and agricultural extension services. Because the extension ratio is actually very high, but the partner is actually helping the community a lot. And from the demonstration, other non-direct beneficiaries are also picking up the technology. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Alfred. I'm delighted to hear that this program is aligned with the district's goals and objectives, and that you had demonstration gardens as part of your objectives as a district local government. I'm curious to know whether these initiatives are sustainable. Beyond the life of the program, what is your sustainability plan?
Thank you. Actually, currently we are developing the NDP4, not the DDP4, the District Development Plan 4. We extract from the national one. And since our District Nutrition Action Plan is supposed to be merged together with the District Development Plan 4 and agro-industrialization, we are actually focusing on doing little but doing more, concentrating on very few areas, but now focusing on, because when you have food security, even the children that you will produce, the nutrition, enrichment, and the rest, and the attention at schools will be what? Very, very good. Because always we realize, for us in northern Uganda, we have been talking so much about the war, forgetting about that the future is in our hand, but beneath our feet, the soil can actually help us to move up. And directly linked to the vision of the district, that is a transform and prosperous community. And the sustainability plan is actually in place, because currently we have many other government projects looking at agriculture, and we are the one who help in directing what should be done exactly. And also, we have put in place to recruit more extension workers so that they can easily penetrate the community. And given the current PDM approach, where this revolving money is going to be repaid back and will be used in these circles, and some of these community members are actually members of those circles. So it means understanding from the demonstration is inculcated, and somebody really knows that I need to use this particular input, the variety and other inputs, the crop protection. And that becomes actually very easy for the sustainability. When we already have the extension workers, we have the community-based facilitators who are actually the local people on the ground. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alfred. I think, Michael, you must be feeling a sigh of relief right now, eh?
Actually, I must say that we are very confident of what we are doing on the ground, and the ground can speak for itself. We don't need to talk it by ourselves.
That's great. It's stakeholders that validate what we say. Thank you very much, Michael, and thank you, Alfred. I would like to move to you, John. We've had a partnership with World Vision. In 2023 and 2024, we partnered to empower households with access to solar energy. I think it was more than 7,005 households, is that right? And this year, we have partnered to support schools. How relevant and impactful are these programs from the engagement you're having with stakeholders?
Thank you, and thank you so much, Joy. Ladies and gentlemen, we are delighted to be here as World Vision, and the fact that we entered into a marriage in February, World Vision and Total, I think this marriage or this relationship will really bring us results. The impact of our engagements. I want to confirm that for this time, World Vision has been supporting in Bulisa a total of 20 classrooms, 20 classrooms have been rehabilitated. And having 20 classrooms rehabilitated will go a long way in ensuring that we improve the learning environment. Friends, there are schools in Blissa whereby instead of us having at least 50 or 55 children in a classroom, you have more than 100 children in a classroom. So in addition to the rehabilitation of classrooms, working with the Total, we've been able to construct at least 6 classrooms, and all these will improve the learning environment in Blissa. We've not ended there. We've done institutional capacity building for the head teachers and for the teachers in a number of areas, including, child protection and ensuring that there is school safety. I can confirm that with the recent assessment we conducted, at least 91% of the children are safe, especially in supporting children with disabilities. I can confirm that in all the 31 schools of Blissa, we are implementing a government program that ensures that schools are safe. In addition, again, when it comes to access to wash facilities like latrines, we've supported in constructing at least 20 latrines, but we've also supported in improving teacher accommodation. At least 6 units have been constructed. And in terms of the learning environment, again, we've supported with textbooks, at least 2,000 textbooks, and this will improve, the habit of having books in the hands of the children, where we've been having, one book. Can you imagine a book shared by over 20 children? So I would say our engagement with the Total is going to improve. If it was oil flowing, we would say education in Blissa has been a barrel of oil, dripping. But this time, the barrel of oil will begin to flow, especially the fact that we have a wonderful, relational capabilities, wonderful working environment with the district authorities, and this gives us an opportunity to coalesce. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, John. John is talking about some of our interventions in education, but we are not the only ones contributing to education. SLB recently made a very generous donation of software licenses for the training of Ugandans in 3 universities. Yes, some applause for SLB. Janice, would you please tell us more about that? What was your inspiration for that? What do you hope to achieve with that very generous donation?
Right. Thank you very much, Joy. Good morning to you all. Mwasuze mutia. Okay, bonjour. Thank you very much. So let me, if you could just allow me to just give a brief overview about SLB and what we do. We are a global energy technology company driving energy innovation for a balanced planet. Just briefly, very, very briefly, we have a global footprint in over 95 countries, and our nationalities actually double that number, okay? So we work each day to decarbonize the operations in the energy industry through innovation. And how do we achieve that objective? We have 3 core values. The first being people. We recruit where we work. We train and ensure that our people are fully aligned to what we need from them. For Uganda specifically, we have recruited in several fields, including engineering, and we've achieved 40% females in the local population. I think 40% deserves a clap. And we know how much, we know what we need to do to grow those numbers. We've not left the men behind. We continue to work with them internally at SLB to ensure an inclusive workplace. So secondly, our second value is technology. And when it comes to technology, this is the nature of the work that we do. And specifically for Uganda, we have 4 contracts with Total Energies. We have directional drilling, lower and upper completion, and also wellhead. Then lastly, the last core value is performance. Okay? So performance for us means safety, ensuring safety in our operations, wherever we are, wherever we go. Okay? So you asked about, just to answer your question, Joy, about the software donation that we did recently. So this is something that we believe in globally, software donation to institutions, because the higher institutions of learning is where we recruit from. And we expect our people to be at the same level. We expect a Ugandan to have access to this knowledge technologically, okay, and be able to compete with somebody from Brazil, from Angola, from France, because they have access to the same information. Now, we did that to enable efficient studies and also, sustainable education in the energy sector. However, just to add that previously we had been donating to Makerere University over 10 years and renewing their licenses. However, we decided to diversify a little and add Nkumba, of course in collaboration with Total Energies, thank you for that. So we also added Chambogo University, and we provided advanced technology, including Petrel. I know most of you are familiar with Petrel software. So we've trained the teachers to be able to pass on this knowledge to their existing students, and also for them to train more teachers within their respective institutions. So you see that we've gone beyond community level to higher institutions of learning to ensure impact beyond operations. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Janice. It's interesting that this is the story that made the news, but I know that over the last 3 years, SLB has been making community investments in Bulisa, in access to water, in improving education. Can you tell us more about those?
Thank you again. Before maybe I delve into that question, is it okay for me to just give an overview for you to understand where we come from in regard to what we prioritize in the community?
Yes, that's fine. If you can start with the specific and go to the general, that would be a good way to proceed.
Absolutely, thank you. So, performance is one of our values. So under performance, we have sustainability, what we're referring to here as CSR, corporate social responsibility. So over the 95 countries, each country develops a sustainability plan, which is aligned to the global perspective or strategy, and then they localize it or tailor it to the local needs of the respective country. Okay? So our initiatives are aligned with the SDG goals for the UN, and we work to ensure that whatever we do is aligned to 3 major pillars of sustainability. The first being climate. Okay, so we summarize it into 3. So climate. Here we implement and also create new energies and transitions, technologies, and all that in line with our commitment to net zero. Secondly is nature. We protect biodiversity and also the natural resources in operations where we are located. Then lastly, people. And this is very important because we create in-country value for communities and also the supply chains. We promote inclusivity, diversity, and equity, and we also ensure that we respect human rights as detailed in our social performance and labor management plans as well.
That sounds great, Janice.
Yeah.
So how about Uganda?
Okay. I just wanted for you to understand where we come from. So under people, we prioritize 3 areas of focus. under people. So the first being goal 4 for quality education, goal 6, clean water, and then goal 8, which is decent growth, women empowerment. So since 2022, we've implemented several initiatives. We carried out a survey. We started with Bulisa district, and we've now moved out into other districts, including Nwoya and Pakwach. So the major community initiatives that I can highlight here include the water stewardship project that you mentioned in your introduction, where we went into the community and we constructed 3 new boreholes, including 1 in Kamandindi village for the community, and then 2 in 2 schools, one in Dandamira Primary School and the other in Wansoko Primary School. So we also rehabilitated an additional 10 boreholes. So not only did this create safe water, it also created safer fetching locations, especially for the children that had to walk to the lake during class time to fetch water to cook food. Okay? So we impacted over 3,600 people, and in the schools, we impacted over 1,000. So that's close to 5,000, and I'm sure the number keeps growing. Then in Uganda, our second major one that I can highlight for you, Joy, is the sanitation project we had at Bulisa Primary School, where we constructed 2 new dormitories, built a 5-stance latrine sanitation point with a new water point as well for the students. And we also donated mattresses and other items, including nets and beds as well. So the students no longer have to turn the classroom into a dormitory in the night. They didn't have to do that anymore. I believe that deserves a clap, to be honest. Yeah? Thank you very much. Then lastly, Second Chance Education Program. This is an SLB initiative that is meant to give a second chance to teenage mothers that could have dropped out due to certain challenges as they were studying. So we've got 7 mothers from area of operation. We brought them to a technical institute, and they are going to do a 2-year diploma. There are 3 doing mechanical engineering, 2 are doing electrical, and the other 2 are also doing automotive engineering. It's good to see, to be honest, most of us would love to have started over, and second chances don't come around very often. But the commitment these girls have shown is very promising, and we wish them all the best.
Thank you,
yes.
Janice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You've made a really great contribution as a company. We appreciate that. We have talked about managing our direct impact. We have talked about corporate social responsibility. We have talked about local economic development initiatives. On the point of corporate social responsibility, I want to come back to you, Juliana. I heard that recently Atacama Consulting established the Atacama Foundation. Can you tell us more about that?
Thank you very much, Joy. Yes, so we established our foundation. It's in its 2nd year of running. And really, it was a way of giving back to the communities and just the nation in general. So currently, we've got a whole range of programs ranging from renewable energy in terms of energy, solar panels and things like that. Education, mainly in the fields of environment and development. So we've just, and then waste management as well. So we've just launched 2, we've got our 2nd cohort of students that have just gone into, that we've just said sponsoring and we'll sponsor them all the way till they finish their undergrad. And we work with basically Chambogo University, Makerere University, Gulu University, in Kumba. We've got 5 universities that we're working with. So it's just a way of trying to give back to the nation. And yeah.
Education, youth, and inclusion. I think there's nothing more impactful that we can do than that, given how young a country Uganda is. So thank you for that contribution. Michael, I want to come back to you. Maybe a parting shot on the way forward, agriculture development. how are you managing market access as you move forward with this program, and how are you working with the district local government to ensure that there is sustainable access to markets?
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Joy. For the time we have been implementing the project, the issue of market access has been something the farmers have been pondering with. And the issue is that most of them always handing over their products cheaply to the value chain actors. So what we have so far done and the way forward in the market linkages is that the model that we are using to implement this project is that we are using farmer groups. So what we have done is that we are creating a market linkage forum at the sub-county level, where each farmer group chooses one representative as a member of the market linkages forum. So the members of the market linkages forum, their role is to identify the inputs, the crops which are ready for the market from the farmers as a form of creating an aggregation center. Now, it is from there that our market linkage officer identifies the right buyer and links them directly at the sub-county level. That is the strategy that we are using. And then secondly, we are also taking them through financial literacy in terms of how are they supposed to manage the finances that they have been able to get from these sales. And then secondly, how do they have to interact with financial institutions? And I must say, for the farmer groups, we have now gone ahead to register them as community-based organizations at a sub-county level to ease their financial interactions with the buyers and also with the financial institutions to also be able to access credit.
Thank you very much. I think this is a good point at which to stop, because we would like to leave enough time to hear from members of the communities, because it's not enough for us to talk about what we are doing. It's important for us to hear from them. On that note, I would like to thank our distinguished panel. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for the preparation you put into it. But most of all, thank you for contributing, and your organizations for contributing to the social ambition for the Tilenga project. Please, a hand of applause for the panel.
Thank you very much, Joy. We'd like to give a round of applause to our panelists, to Juliana, to Michael, Janice, to Kilama, and to John. Let's give them a round of applause as they take their seats. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite you to a working tea. Feel free to stand up, stretch your legs a bit, and just take a quick break. But right now, we're going to dive into what we all came here for, the award ceremony. So I'd like to call upon the social package manager from Total E&P. Please welcome with me Dafin Natukunda to take us through the process. Round of applause.
Good afternoon, everybody, and you're welcome to today's Social Performance Forum. As we move into the award ceremony, I'll take you through the process that we undertook to arrive at this memorable occasion that each one of you will appreciate. On the Tilenga project, we interact with a couple of contractors, and most of whom are implementing different scopes of work. So these contractors were categorized or grouped into 3 categories. Okay. Thank you so much. Yes, the groups or the categories were reflecting the nature and complexity of these operations, as well as the potential impact these contractors have on the communities. And our first category was on community investment initiative, and here we're looking at and rewarding or appreciating contractors whose work is over and beyond their actual scope of work. So these contractors have done initiatives that contribute to the economic development of the host communities. The next category was on subcontractor management. We do have contractors who interact with over 200 staff. They have work in the communities, and they have subcontractors and other suppliers amongst them. So this category was looking at our contractors who have endeavored to put in place processes and systems that ensure that subcontractors and suppliers under their supervision are managing the social risks. They are encouraging their contractors to do local recruitment as well as contribute positively to their communities. So that category was for high-risk contractors. And lastly, we had a self-nomination process. This was open to everybody. Here, we are soliciting for ideas or initiatives that contractors have done that we may not be aware of. So it was a showcase of good practice, good initiatives that have contributed positively to the host communities. In conclusion, a set of questionnaire was sent to the different contractors to get nominations and appreciate what they have been doing. At this point, I will invite someone from the PAU to take us through the process that was undertaken to select which contractor, showcase their best practices. Over to you, Polycarp, to take us through the next session. Thank you.
Thank you, Daphne, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Polycarp Musinguzi. I serve at the PAU in the Directorate of Environment, Health and Safety. And my job this afternoon is to take us through the process that was undertaken to arrive at the different winners for the respective categories. Just to give you confidence that as a panel, we were very concerned with ensuring that the process is very objective, it's transparent, it is fair and credible, so that the eventual winners acknowledged to have gone through a very rigorous process. So to begin with, having received the different submissions from the participants, a committee comprising of experts, a committee comprising of experts from diverse fields, among others, health and safety, social management, was constituted. This committee reviewed the different submissions from the contractors, and a 4-point Likert scale was used, ranging from 0 to 3, with 0 representing non-compliance, 1 representing poor, 2 representing fair, and 3 representing good. Thereafter, the committee was the committee assembled into a room to review all the submissions. The scores from the respective contractors were aggregated into an overall score, and that was used to determine the winners. So at this point, you will allow me to take you through very briefly the key aspects that were looked at for the different award categories. To begin with, under the category for community investment initiatives, ladies and gentlemen, the award celebrates 2 exemplary performers that will be recognized for delivering high impactful community projects with a strong financial commitment, as well as relevance to local needs, benefiting over 3,000 people in alignment with the Total Energy's social responsibility pillars. The second category is worker capacity building and local inclusion. Again, we have two exemplary performers, and these are commended for consistently investing in staff development, in health services with a notable focus on local hiring, training programs, as well as capacity building for the local workforce. The third category is subcontractor management practices. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we also have two exemplary performers in this category, and these will be recognized and awarded for having demonstrated the existence of subcontractor social monitoring systems, putting in place mechanisms for ensuring that there is adequate oversight over subcontractors, demonstrating robust community engagement, as well as training for subcontractors, including, among others, continuous improvement of their social management performance. As my colleague did mention, we have a category of social performance excellence, which resulted from self-nominations by the respective participants. And this also will recognize and reward two contractors for their exemplary performance. And these nominees have showed commitment to delivering impactful community initiatives through providing access to clean water in schools and communities, contributing significantly to improving health and educational outcomes, as well as economic empowerment for the affected communities. The initiatives that we are speaking about targeted about 15,000 beneficiaries, most importantly, women and youth that quite often suffer the greatest brunt of the absence of these services in the 6 project districts. And the next award, ladies and gentlemen, will be what we call the Social Performance Contractor Award. This is unique in many ways, unlike the other awards that had a very specific and rigorous criteria. This one recognizes a contractor on the project who has demonstrated outstanding performance in executing a very complex assignment in compliance with the international standards, demonstrating the ability for effective stakeholder engagement, community consultation, and managing expectations, thereby setting a standard for excellence. And lastly, but not least, the last award will be for the overall winner across these respective categories. This is the person or the contractor who will be recognized for outstanding contribution, playing a pivotal role in delivering impactful social initiatives under the project, reflecting excellence, innovation, a commitment to community development, and the overall fulfillment of Total Energy's social performance standards. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I hand back to you, Mitch, for the next session.
Thank you very much, Mr. Polycarp Musinguzi, on behalf of the panel of judges. So he's just taken us through a proper understanding of what the judging process was like and why we have the different categories and who will end up winning. So, ladies and gentlemen, stand by for lights, camera, and action. We have our first category, Community Investment Initiatives. Ladies and gentlemen, to give out this particular award, it's our pleasure to call up Dr. Joseph Kobsheshe, HSC Director from the Petroleum Authority of Uganda. Please make your way to the stage. Music, please. Ladies and gentlemen, in this category, we will have a runner-up and we will have a winner. All right, so I think for proper representation, I'd like to call upon all of my distinguished guests who are standing up on stage. Could I have the DGM? Could I have the GM? Could I also have, yes, kindly make your way because we'd like to be able to have a unified stand.
Okay,
Yes,
ladies
Joy,
and
please
gentlemen.
do us the honors. And Honorable Minister, also kindly do us the honors.
And our first winner this afternoon is, any guesses? The run-up. I'll first announce the run-up. The run-up to this first category of impactful community investment initiative is China Oilfield Services Uganda Limited.
Congratulations to China Oilfield Services Uganda Limited.
You tonight. I wanna make you show me. Make we know the fight. I don't want to sleep alone. Wanna hold you tight. But I fool my eyes.
Give him a round of applause. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. I think for the picture, it would be better if he stood in the middle. Yes. We just have him stand in the middle. And if we could ask everybody to move into the center. Wonderful, wonderful. Pule, if you could just give me a little bit more of the fader. Yes, ride the fader for me. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause to China Oilfield Services Uganda, the runner-up for community investment initiatives. Thank you very much. Let's give him a round of applause as he takes his seats. And now, the winner in the Community Investment Initiatives category
is SLB.
Congratulations to SLB, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very sorry, DGM. These are what they call occupational hazards. Give a round of applause to SLB, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, Dr. Joseph. So on stage, it's my pleasure now, ladies and gentlemen, to call Ms. Jane Imbabazi Biaruhanga, the Manager, Environment and Social Affairs from PAU, to give out the next category, which is the Worker Capacity Building and Local Community Inclusion Award. Here we have a runner-up and we have a winner.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's, I think, a pleasure to be with you all, but also to be honored to give the worker capacity building and local community inclusion. The runner-up is the Albertine Waste Management JV.
Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause to the runner-up. Let's give a big round of applause. Albertine Waste Management JV. Let's give them a round of applause as they make their way. Runners-up in the worker capacity building and local community inclusion, Albertine Waste Management JV. And now, the winner in this category.
The winner in the category of worker capacity building and local community inclusion goes to Allied Uganda Limited.
Congratulations to Allied Uganda Limited, winner of the Worker Capacity Building and Local Community Inclusion category. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you very much, Ms. Mbabazi. Ladies and gentlemen, to hand out the next award category, it's my pleasure to call upon Ms. Angela Nakafero, the Commissioner, Gender and Women Affairs from the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development. Let's give her a round of applause as she makes her way to the front. If Ms. Angela is not here, could we have a representative from the ministry? Okay, so I think what we'll do is that they say that with great power comes great responsibility. DGM, could you do us the honors? Yeah, yes.
The award in recognition of exemplary implementation of social management systems, proactive social risk mitigation, and effective stakeholder engagement goes to Sinopec Uganda Limited.
Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to Sinopec Uganda Limited, runner-up for the effective subcontractor management category. Let's give them a round of applause. DGM, there is now the winner of that category. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner in this category of effective subcontractor management is ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to McDermott Uganda Limited. Obugalo. Wonderful, wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, the next Social Performance Award, we'd like to ask, I think Madam Joy, kindly also do us the honors to give out one. Please proceed also. These are opportunities. With great power comes great responsibility. This is your baby. This category is the Self-Nomination Social Performance Excellence Award. In this category, we have a second runner-up, a first runner-up, and a winner.
Well, thank you, Mitch. In recognition of proactive engagement, demonstrated impact, and commitment to creating shared value with community stakeholders, the second runner-up award winner is Aliad Uganda.
Big round of applause. Two-time winner today, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up for Aliad Uganda Limited. Congratulations to Aliad Uganda Limited, second runner-up for the Social Performance Excellence Award. Let's give them a round of applause. And the first runner-up in this category.
The first runner-up in the category of proactive engagement, demonstrated impact, and commitment to creating shared value with community stakeholders is, drum roll, is SLB.
Congratulations to SLB, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to SLB, ladies and gentlemen. As you see, there are certain organizations who are buying properties on stage. So let's give them a round of applause. First runners up for the Social Performance Excellence Award. And in this category, we have a winner.
And the winner in this category is McDermott.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, McDermott Uganda, winners of the Social Performance Excellence Award. Congratulations to McDermott Uganda. Let's give them a round of applause. So to give out our penultimate award, it's my pleasure to welcome to the podium, Monsieur Philippe, the General Manager. Yes. So kindly give out the Social Performance Contractor Award Land Access. In this category, we have one winner.
Well, this one is simple. There is little suspense. The award is given to Atacama Consulting.
Ladies and gentlemen, Atacama Consulting.
Your Honor, this is dope.
Congratulations, congratulations. No, there's still one more. Ladies and gentlemen, one more. The overall winner, we'd like to hand over this responsibility to Mr. Frank Mugisha, who is a commissioner at the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, representing the Honorable Minister. Ladies and gentlemen, the overall winner at this year's Social Performance Awards. Just press.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. The overall winner for this category is, let me look around, SLB.
Ladies and gentlemen, they've been up here all day long, 3-time winners. Let's give it up for SLB and overall winners. And I think it's only fair that we now hear from SLB to understand how they're doing it. What are they doing right to create such amazing social impact in communities? Let's give them a round of applause as they walk to the microphone and they say something.
Okay, this is tall enough. That's going to work. So I did not plan for the speech, so forgive me, but first I would like to thank the authorities, PAU, and obviously Total Energy for the awards. And how we, to address your question, I'll give you a bit of a story. When we came here, I came here 2.5 years ago, we had an engagement in the communities. And that engagement was about helping them with computers and fixing computers that were defective. And we got there, and we did what we had to do. We handed over the computers. And as we walked away from the scene, I realized there was a genset, there was a generator. And I asked the team, why do we have a generator here today? And the answer is that the school does not have electricity. And quickly we realized that we had an issue, right, in the way things were being done, because quite frankly, giving schools computers with no electricity does not really serve much of a purpose. So we decided to completely, overhaul our program and really doing this by engaging, I think, obviously first with the team of Total Energies, but also and most importantly with the communities and the districts, right? And this is how we came with the program that Janice earlier on was talking about, focusing on the empowerment of women, focusing on access to clean water, and focusing to education, right, and supporting the education. So my message is that, we are here to stay. We are going to continue investing the way we've invested in the communities, so that, as we said, not only the oil is going to flow and help the country, but there will be a long-lasting impact left behind us for the generations to come. So with that, I want to thank you all. Thank you, Philip, and the team again for the awards. It's an honor for us to be recognized today. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause to SLB. And now we promised 3 testimonies we heard from Crispa Sirumba, but we just want to take just a few minutes to hear from 2 other special individuals. Please welcome with me Mr. George Ochaya and Ms. Florence Asimwe. Please give them a round of applause as they make their way to the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, these are our 2 last testimonies, then we'll close it out with the vote of thanks, and then we'll have lunch.
Ania kilwono chaya George apoyo wote twal ana ake noya vile na bel case group mamala kilwone fonye kene group
Ochaya ke kong manok. I'm your microphone both ngatoro. That is American English for hold on a little bit. You people don't know that you have to learn these languages, huh?
Me, I don't know English.
Paper, tingatora me twero local le monokan.
Yes.
Okay.
Ana poyo wote twal
I thank you all.
ania kilwono chaya George
His name is Golo Chaya George.
ana ake noya
He comes from Noya district.
vile na kilwone bel case
From Berkech village.
Angen mokela
What has brought me here?
ana tila puke
I am a beekeeper.
Don't get waka o kind obero yopa total.
The reason I'm here is because of the
Magyan go
program
Noya.
for Total Energies in Noya district.
Go kero ana berry group.
They have placed me in a group.
In a berry group.
While in the group,
Can you go kela banki?
I was supported with beehives.
Okay, lo banki la buchel.
6 beehives.
Ana berry can danamo atiu matek bangal donyo wen.
I was one of the successful farmers that had all the beehives colonized.
Kama bangal donyo wen.
After the colonization,
Ano fonye.
I also received additional training,
Ma total ena yeu miu.
still from Total Energies.
Ki fonye wakien me. Yopo kit machalo juero te bong.
We were taught how to keep the hygiene for the bees, like slashing under the hives,
Riema nyei mano bien ka balo bongi.
chasing the insects and other infestations around the hives,
Oyo.
rats,
Nyenye.
cockroaches,
Mokene badwa ta oberutie.
and others that disturb the hives.
Do a docket man. Ikarma anan ano ngej mabe dong bangal donyo para ator banga.
With all the good training that I received and my hives got colonized,
Ano alimia be.
I harvested my honey and got 500,000,
Ono pa biya na ramu nongone.
which I didn't expect.
Oberi kon pa total wa anano.
This is because of the support I received from
Ikarma
Total
ano
Energies.
chenele yeno ni.
From that money,
Awilo pego.
I bought piglets,
Opega der.
3 piglets,
Oberi pego mono.
the improved type.
Chi karma no pego le yeno ni. Neno na oberi ni upego ni umiro anya o ali o piario. O pego piario.
My vision is to increase and multiply the piglets into 20.
Chene mo kene achulo kilo tien gangkwan.
Part of the money I used it as school fees for my children.
Chene mo kene fuor ke fu.
Part of it I used to support my other farming effort.
Dong an pa ber ka timo gen ki ken gen be go fonya ket lok mi for pa dek na for chan.
In addition, I was also supported with vegetable growing, which
Ono
is
kar ma
something I
for
used to
chan
do
ne.
before.
Ono da yu bo art betie.
I had already constructed from that other engagement, vegetable growing.
Ayu bo art room a dek do go la rio.
I constructed a building with 3 rooms and 2 doors.
En ki for pa dek enu ni.
From the vegetable growing,
Kumbere anatie ka for pa dek o tigu lwa ka cabbage.
I am farming cabbages and I am selling as well.
Magiti ko bere ka rakta kita anati ka tikwer mabe.
And Total has been following me to see that I'm implementing what I was taught.
Dong jemile yene ma alber ka timone wego kumbere ma chal for kiji o group kumbere ki kar anati group mi kij ma anati won komme.
Because of all the good work, I was entrusted to be the group chairperson of the beekeepers.
Dong dano igu beru yom magiti ke bong anati ki wel dano mati group ani uberu dano piari o madek madongo chone ho.
In the group, we are 23
Giti ki
members,
pen wayu bo pen tiek wa bedong.
and we have a constitution.
Chiu mi oberu tuan yom twin ma kumbere chama wa mi anaten i odoko yomo.
Because of that, Mama Baby is very happy.
You know, ganga o wikulu.
Because we have a lot of things to eat at home, vegetables right from around
Dan
the
we don't
house.
wara pen igi beru yom
I
ni
am
an ka
respected
ti
in the
te.
community.
Dong gen ma ana aneno ni afo ye total pen anu be pange Kampala.
I want to thank Total very much because I didn't know
Total kelo kan ma iya beru yom full.
Total has brought me to Kampala.
Da lego lu pulo wara wonu ti ma tek wek bene ubet chalo an.
I encourage all of you, my fellow farmers, to work so hard so that you be like him.
Dong an paro log ma pol pene neno na kira an ber ka neno kwere atika mete mwa ma nyen a bet ke bong mia chele koma borne.
My plan for next year is to expand my hives from 8 to at least 100.
Ki aptiki poro eka chel kum eka chela mete plan atiene anong bong mia big.
In addition, I have 1 acre dedicated to beekeeping, which I hope to expand to 500 hives.
Atika meta a fencing o.
I also want to fence it off.
Dong an pa log ma pol pen dano ben mero log chaba dong nok era ana pu to wuti twal.
I won't say much, but I want to thank you all very much.
Thank you very much.
Amabara
Her names,
Asimwe Kiza Florence.
she's called Asimwe Kiza Florence
Nkurugira Kikube District,
from Kikube District,
Katanga Paris,
Katanga Paris,
Bugambe Sub-County,
Bugambe Sub-County,
Kiziniro Village.
in Kiziniro Village.
Nkusima munaba Total,
She's so thankful to Total
habokuba ba Total obayizire,
because when Total came in the community,
bakaija hasomero yaite ya Bugambe ti,
they came to our school in Bugambe
twaforminga group,
and we formed a group.
Batuletera kulima greens,
They taught us how to plant greens
bateekaho demo hasomero aho.
and they put a demonstration at the school.
Then n'abantu mu kyalo
Even the people in the village
bakopera aho batandika kulima obusiri bwa greens.
learned from there and started farming greens.
Nyowe nka nyowe
For her,
nyalimaga ebikyoli ne bifa.
she used to grow maize and it would always fail to come out.
Ebikyoli byantama.
She was fed up of maize.
Baitu Total obayizire
But when Total came,
batwegesa
they taught them.
nyinaho embuzi omuka kale
She has some goats at home.
nyakolesa maniwa egyo
She used the manure from
nyabyala
the goats
ebikyoli
and she planted maize.
ate ebikyolo bunyabibyayire habwa amagezi ga Total bampayire.
And after planting the maize, because of the knowledge given to her from Total,
Nyagamba ebikyoli bifuwa muno kankolese hehiikemu yonka.
and she decided to use only 1 acre.
Total bampeereza embibo kilo 10.
She decided to use only 1 acre.
Aba Total bampeereza embibo
And Total gave her seedlings to use,
Kilo 10
10 kilograms,
nyabyaleka emu.
and she planted 1 acre.
Ebikyoli byakula kurungi.
And the maize grew very well.
Ijjuko mu group kuli tusavinga ni tuwehora.
And in the groups that were formed, they do savings and they can also get some loans.
Nyayehorayo busente nyagulayo emibazi y'okufuhiriza ebikyoli byange.
So she got some loans to get some pesticides and insecticides for the maize.
Baita amakulu amarungi ebikyoli byange byayera kurungi nyayihamu tanneemu n'ekilo 30 oba
But the good news is that the maize came out very well and she got 1 ton.
Obunyagihiremu nyatundaho.
After selling,
bakatuha embibo mbwire burungi bukyali.
so the seedlings were given to them in right timing. So she planted earlier,
Nyayezakara.
and her harvest came out also earlier.
Nyatunda n'akabeini kakyali haiguru.
So by the time she sold, the price was still high.
Nyasiima Ruhanga nyasasulira omwana wange alindeje university.
So she's so thankful to God, and she was able to pay for one of her children that is at Indeje University.
Nyasigazaho embibo.
She also remained with some seedlings to be planted
Nyasigazaho
the next season,
n'ebyokulisa abaana n'abakozi omuka.
and also what to eat at home and the workers at home.
Nkusiima Ruhanga habwa Total.
She's so thankful to Total Energies.
Hati nyeyongeireho kandi nkwenda kulimira kimu.
She has also added, and she wants to increase the.
Ngenda kulima bwire buno mazire n'okubyala hika 2 n'ekichweka.
She has already planted 2.5 acres already.
Hale embibo ya Total bampayi.
From the seedlings she got from Total.
Chikirya kyo kyonka na vegetables omuka.
Even vegetables at home.
Enjagi, karoti, nakati, byono mukabiro.
Yes, carrots, eggplants, and name all the vegetables are available at home.
Kandi tikirya kyo kyonka.
And not only that,
nyayihaho n'ebindi nyapakingaho.
she got some unpacked.
Nyaleta akwenda agura enyizire nabyo.
So she has some outside there in case you want to taste of her harvest. Please feel free.
Kandi kyakandi.
And another thing,
Nkusiima abakozi ba Total.
she's so thankful to Total workers.
Bantu barungi muno.
They are very, very good people.
Bantu barungi muno.
Very, very good people.
Habwokuba bubakuhika omwawe nayo okuhulira ohumuyire ofunira abantu.
Because when they reach your home, you feel like you've gotten people, friends who comfort you.
Ruhanga bahereza omugisa ebyange nibyebyo.
May God bless you all, and that's all. Thank you.
So we have spoken about what we've done. You've heard from contractors, and now you've heard from community members. Whenever you hear community members talk about Total Energies, I hope that what you hear is the joint venture partners and the project. Because this is a testament that as an operator, what we are reporting to you is actually what is happening in the field. Total Energies is operating the Tilenga project on behalf of our joint venture partners. We have a shared commitment. So whenever you hear Total Energies' name mentioned here, please take that as the joint venture partnership and the Tilenga project. I would like to acknowledge our team in the field, the social performance team in the field. Can you please stand up? Necton, please come up front. Where the social compliance officers, Shifra, Mary and May. I am calling them to the front because Florence Asimwe said that the people who work for Total Energies, when they visit, they really care. These are some of our colleagues, social performance colleagues in the field. When you hear stats like 7,500 households that have been reached in 3 seasons, these are some of the people who every day are engaging with our contractors, are engaging with community beneficiaries, ensuring that our commitment to respect for communities, respect for stakeholders is upheld. These are some of the people that are doing the work. And I would like to invite the team in Kampala, Social Performance, please come to the stage. Our Stakeholder Engagement Manager, Godfrey Lukwago. Michael Muhindo, who is a Social Projects Engineer. Daphne Natukunda, Social Package Manager. Collins Opio, who has done an incredible job in land acquisition, the Land Acquisition Project Manager, together with Alex Bowe. Thank you very much. Davina Agnes Navidie and Patience Atuhaire, who have worked tirelessly to organize this event and put together the social report. Francis Lagu, who is Social Management Programs Coordinator, doing a lot of work. Catherine Ayot, Stakeholder Engagement Officer. Catherine is just the most lovely stakeholder engagement person, no matter how difficult and contentious an engagement is. She maintains her cool, she is kind, and she's polite. Esther Awuma, our NGO officer, also incredibly kind and polite and maintains her calm even when there is contentious discussions. Martin Opio, CSR manager, and Petronila Lamunyu, NGO coordinator. This is just part of our team, the ones who could be here. Many of them are still in the field. We have a lot of work to do. Community development and community engagement are very demanding, but you're doing a great job. Edward Mutesa, are you here? Edward Mutesa, please come to the front, our senior social supervisor at site. I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you for the great work that you're doing. So everything that we do is a team effort, and all the numbers, all the progress we are reporting, these are some of the faces that are behind it. Keith, Social Compliance Officer, always on time. So I would like to acknowledge this team. Thank you so much for the work that you do. Thank you for the progress that you're making. I'm so happy to hear from stakeholders that you're upholding the company values of respect. Thanks a lot.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we should just give them all a huge round of applause. They've done an amazing job. And I was really amazed when Joy stood up and she just started rattling off each of the, because you can have a team, but knowing each and every single person's name and knowing them intimately, that is a sign of a team that worked. Let's give them a round of applause. Huh? Amazing. So this is what it is to be able to have a value system that impacts communities. And you've seen testimonies from the community, not just like the minister said that you've concocted these things, because you can't lie. You can't lie about these emotions. These were honest and these were very true. I'd like to thank everybody from Total E&P for the amazing job that they've done. And it's not even my place to be able to do that. So I'd like to call upon the Deputy General Manager, Madam Miriam Nampera Mboa. Please do us the honors to do us a vote of thanks and to wish everybody well and to motivate the world to go out there and to make a change. Let's give her a round of applause.
Our commitment as Total Energies to social performance has also just been demonstrated by the team here. I mean, you see the level of resourcing and effort that is going into social performance and social activities is is evident from the team. I would like to start by thanking all of you for putting aside everything you had to do today and joining us for our inaugural Social Performance Forum. This is the first one we've held, and I would like, on behalf of Total Energies, to state that for us, this platform is just an event. It's a platform through which we genuinely listen to your feedback. It is a platform through which we learn, because we continue to learn. As you've heard from the testimonies, from the panel discussions, it's been a process, and through that process, we continue to learn. And when we learn, we use that information we've derived from the listening and learning to create impact. And the impact we aspire to create is not just about the activities. It's not simply about the activity profile of what we have done. It is how the stakeholders, our partners, the communities genuinely feel about the impact of what we're doing. As our general manager rightly stated, that it's not us to drum our music and dance to it. Actually, we want to dance to the music of the communities whom we impact. The Tilenga project, again, as has been demonstrated here, is not about executing, not just about executing the industrial project. It's about creating lasting value and growing together with our host communities. This commitment has been demonstrated, again, through the discussions, in the work we are doing through agriculture and economic development, where, as we speak today, we've impacted over 5,000 households, and that story will continue in a sustainable manner. We've also demonstrated the impact we are creating around education and knowledge transfer. As the Honorable Minister mentioned, when you educate, you empower, and you create a sustainable pipeline of skills that will see this industry for many, many years to come. We've also witnessed through this forum employment and career development. The project is creating opportunities for employment, opportunities for career development, and within that, you know, there's always a saying in our local speak that each one of us who works on this project, whether directly with Total Energies or with the contractors or with subcontractors, is part of an ecosystem. So for every one individual who works on this project, there's an ecosystem of Ugandans who are benefiting from this project. And we are very, very proud of that, and we'll continue to make sure that this lasting impact continues. We have also demonstrated the work we are doing on school infrastructure and capacity building. Again, education is a game changer. You heard from the young man here how he has climbed actually very fast, and is still climbing through the social ladder simply because of the power of education. So again, when we invest in school infrastructure and capacity building, again, we are creating an impact beyond the Tilenga project. As I conclude, again, I want to reiterate that this platform is not just an event. It's a continuation of our dialogue, and we invite you through our social media channels to give us feedback on the event and what we could do better. And again, I reiterate, we will continue to listen, we will continue to partner with you, our stakeholders, and we will continue to act on what we learn through this dialogue. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of the day, and let's have agenda item 7, as they call it. That is the food. Thank you.
DGM, before you sit down, we'd like you to kindly stay on stage. I'd like to call upon all of our other distinguished guests and all the winners from today to join them on stage for one group picture. So could we please have the team on stage? Please, let's have the winners, please. All the winners, please. And even the runners-up, please do us the honors. Winners and runners-up, please make your way to the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Total Energies, we'd like to say thank you for being part of the first ever social forum. Winners, please come with your awards. Runners-up, please come with your certificates. On behalf of Total Energies, we'd like to say a special thank you. As you're leaving, we'd like to invite you to lunch at the Sheraton. But at the back of the room, we also have a takeaway gift. Please make sure that you pass at the back of the room and pick up your takeaway gift. Just a way of us saying thank you very much for being part of the process and for impacting communities. I think members of the press, I think to make the picture look a little bit more palatable, you've got steps. So maybe if we could ask the team to walk, and then let's use the steps. Wonderful. That looks a lot neater. So yes, all the way down, we can have 3 levels. 3 levels so everybody can be seen. Okay, could we have this? No, please don't leave. Please don't leave. We like the social team also. Could we have the entire social team from Total ENP, from Upcountry and from Kampala? Please join the entire social team. Please make your way. Godfrey, please bring your team. If you guys could fill up the spaces in front, all around. We couldn't have done this without you, so we'd like to thank you all for being part of this process. All right, big smiles for everybody. All right, thank you very much. Let's give everybody a round of applause. Thank you once again, and just a kind reminder, as you make your way out, please pick up your gift pack. Kindly also remember that there is lunch being served, so bon appetit, and please go out there and make a difference in your communities.